Morning, sorry friends, it's Mitty Man coming back at you again from Walker's Music with yet another word for the day. We count it a privilege and an honor to be with you on these video segments, and we give God all the glory. Mind you, we went over another holiday season. 4th of July is over now. Everybody will get back into the normal flow of things. I want to give a big shout out to YouTube fam from Baby Justice all the way up to Big Papa JT. We counted a blessing. We heard the good news about the baby brother Justice and about his recovery, and God is still in the healing business. Matter of fact, Sunday worship service this past Sunday was basically on the same theme about God being a healer, God being the healer. Matter of fact, it is if you're getting healed from anything, it's God doing it anyway, regardless of what we might think. Man cannot heal man, only God can. Then we have to go back to the original manufacturer. We don't understand people, and something we will never understand until the day the Lord sat down with us and explained all things to us, why a certain thing had to be. At any rate, we don't want to prolong the time this morning. We just want to go on to the Word of God. See if we can find hidden treasures in the Word. I want to read, starting in St. Luke, book of St. Luke, Lord's Gospel according to St. Luke, and the 12th chapter, starting at the very first verse. And it says, "In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trod one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, Beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which was have spoken in the ear in the closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you, whom you shall fear. Fear him, which after he had killed, had power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him." May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers, mostly the doers of his holy word. Now, people, it is plain this day here that God telling us something here. Very, very profound. Jesus was saying, fear him. In other words, fear God. The one that not only had the power to kill the body, but he also had the power to cast it into hell. And he says again, fear him. He emphasized, fear God and not man. Man might can do something to this thing right here, what I'm in right now. This body temporal. Anyway, you can do what you want with it, but after that, you can do no more to me. But he's saying, Jesus was telling his disciples, said, fear the one, God, that not only has power to take this one out, but he got the power also to put you on over there in Gehenna, in hell. He said here, what I love about this, he said, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. Jesus told them, beware of that leaven, which is the leaven of the Pharisee, which is hypocrisy. Well, people, now, I'm quite sure the older ones, and maybe even some of the younger ones, I try never to assume what people don't know, what people have not heard about. But leaven is an ingredient, and it's an agent that causes things to puff up, to rise. That's what leaven is. Like the women who are familiar with baking, or men, know that if leaven in baking powder, you put that baking powder in your flour, and it makes it rise. It makes it fills up the whole thing. In other words, and it don't take but a little bit, and it'll just do the whole loaf, Well, Jesus was telling his disciples and the people that were hearing the words he said, he said, don't be like the Pharisees. Beware of that leaven, which is hypocrisy. See, a little hypocrisy, it goes a long way. Now, what Jesus was saying there? He said, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Well, people, you know what? I think that a lot of us think that God was lying. We think that Jesus was lying when he said that. You know why many men said that? Because of the way some of us yet do. We yet try to deceive people. In other words, which in this case, in this instance, he was talking about the Pharisees, the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. They were, in other words, they were having an outside show that they were so righteous, but inwardly, Jesus knew they were full of dead man bone. In other words, they had an outward appearance of being righteous, but inwardly, that was the real thing was different. So in other words, they were trying to do their things before man. A lot like today. Some of us, we want to get in the church and act a certain way, but we won't help nobody. And then we get behind closed doors, we do all this dirt and talk about people and things, and then think it's not going to come to the light. I don't know why we think not, because that's what Jesus said. There's nothing that's done in darkness that shall not be heard in the light. And it ain't nothing that's done in the closet that ain't going to be proclaimed on the housetop. People, why do we yet try to play the hypocrite? It's going to be known. It's going to be known. Some of us, we say one thing easily, and our action is far from what we say. We tell one lie after another lie. We tell people this and we do that. That's no way to build anything based on lies. It's just like this gospel that Paul preached, this gospel that Jesus brought and gave to us. This gospel is based on the truth. It ain't based on no research. It ain't based on nothing from Hollywood. It ain't based on nothing from Washington, D.C. This gospel is based on the truth. And you're going to have any kind of standing relationship, whether it be business-wise or otherwise, with anybody. You can't base it on lies. You must base it on the truth. And stop throwing rocks and hiding your hand. People trying to talk about, you got crumbs all around your mouth and talking about you ain't ate nothing. We need to stop this, people. You're not fooling anybody. Believe me, you're not fooling people when you think you are deceiving. You're not deceiving anybody but yourself. Because you're going to be caught up in your little mess. Keep on trying to be slicking and sliding around like a little snake. Eventually, a snake get killed. So if you just keep on slipping and sliding around thinking you fooling folks and thinking you pulling wool over people, you ain't pulling no wool over nobody's eyes. Jesus done said it. It's going to be, if you might think you're doing it, but you're going to be revealed. You're going to be uncovered for just what you are. So you might as well just go on and be straight. Be straight. Tell the truth. Stop lying. Some man, ain't nobody got no business judging me. I'm not judging you. If you lying, you showing me that I call a liar a liar. I call a thief a thief. We call it like we see it. Now we're not trying to pound you, but we're just saying, let's look at what Jesus said. The words of Jesus said, telling us, and all these things shall be uncovered. So why do we think we're going to get away? If you practice to deceive, you reap what you sow. Then these things start happening to us. Then we get to wondering and frowning up, figuring out what the matter. It's those seeds you sown. People that do the words of Christ. Fulfill the whole law and the prophet by loving ye one another. People, we need to stop all this hypocrisy and trying to think we being slick. You're not slick. You're not fooling anybody. Believe me, you're not fooling anyone. This is the middleman saying peace. Goodbye.